Hello everybody and welcome to a gliding guide, as we're talking about everything about gliding, spiking, feathering, and a little bit about combat to make you guys as comfortable as possible over the abyss. First of all, we gotta talk about how gliding works. When you glide, you will start to get the gauge open. If you get hit, it will go quicker up, and when it is overheated, as it says, and you get hit, you will get spiked and instantly killed. Now this is an example of a hunter, Seth, who has very low base damage, so when you get hit, it won't affect it as much. For example, if I am to switch to Shrike, and you are to glide, she has very high base damage, it will instantly spike because of the high base damage. So how much you overheat the enemy depends on how much damage you deal with your abilities or the LMBs that will hit the enemy. You now learned about spiking and how that works, but there's also some rule breakers. Dunking. Dunking ignores your glider and your overheat. If you are above a character that has a dunk ability, you will fall down into the abyss. Kingpin being the first one having a slam, which is an ability he will often have available. Be careful. Then we also have Brawl. Brawl, on the other hand, doesn't always guaranteed. On the outer rings of his dunk, you can also just be slowly pushed down, but in the middle, you will get dunked. Then we also have Jin, who can start his dunk and keep it as long as he is in Abyss. Be especially careful for Jin over Abyss. And then we also have a niche one with Oath, who can dunk on his ultimate. But you need to be very close in the center to be able to dunk. A little bit easier to juke, but also hurts. And lastly, we have our new monkey, who has a dunk on the outer edges of his stick. What is also worth noting is that dying over Abyss can also happen while stunned. This means that dunking pulls you down far, but if you are stunned for long enough, then you might just fall into the abyss as well. Another example is Eluna, where if you get hit by the root, you might also take damage, and you can still fall to the ground. A very important mechanic in... Another important mechanic that is important in Supervive is called feathering. This can be used to fall down in the abyss, and glide up to keep momentum to stay in the abyss. The first reason why this is good is to check. Over here, there's a small island. I can't see anything here, and I'm unsure if there is anybody here. I can drop down into the abyss, glide up, hold crouch, see, oh wait, there's an enemy here, and keep on feathering to scout with my crouch to get information. Now I know somebody's there, so I can either choose to engage hard, or I can choose to run another way. Another reason why feathering is really good is how far you can get. While feathering, you might go a little bit slower, but you'll be saving the amount of juice you have. You see, an ally or an enemy will be gliding, and they'll be overheated, but I will get much further before I am overheated and can cross the distance more safely. Feathering is a great thing for checking and to last longer over the abyss, but you can also use it to cross certain walls, get the height. So if you're trying to escape from somebody, you can use this to get away. And then an important thing is combat. When you are in the abyss and fighting somebody, you might want to combine feathering to try to juke some abilities to be able to then shoot them when the enemy takes out the glider. This is all about patience, making sure that you know when should I feather to keep myself in air and when do I shoot. Because when you have the glider out, you might be in a difficult situation and get shot down by the enemy. Hope you guys enjoyed the glider video. If you have a question about gliding, feel free to comment about it and make sure that you like and subscribe, because we gotta hit those dunks.